Welcome to Today Matters, our short devotional in the Word of God. I'm taking you through a section on the book of James in about 5 minutes a day, and we're talking about the idea of Christian maturity. That's what James talks about in this section, and it's a how-to book on Christian maturity, a manual on maturity, if you will. And the word mature in Greek, because remember, the New Testament was originally written in the Greek language, is the word teleos, and it means mature, complete, perfect. Now, James uses this word 5 times in 5 chapters. And so we want to take a look at that. He gives us 8 traits of a mature Christian. I'm not going to get through all 8 this time, but we will over the course of time. Now, number 1, the first trait. A mature Christian understands that problems are a part of life. And James 1, 2 through 4 says it like this: "Consider it pure joy whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith develops perseverance, and perseverance must finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." Now, let me ask you this question. How do you handle problems and trials? Do they just kind of blow you away? Do you get uptight? Do you go negative and grumble and gripe? How do you handle problems? See, here's the thing. Christianity is a life, right? It's not a religion. It's your life. It's a life. Jesus said, "I've come that you may have life." And life means problems. And part of life means facing problems and figuring out how to solve them. So what's your natural reaction when things don't go right and you're irritated? Are you immediately flipping out, or are you calm and controlled? Are you mature in your response? James 1:12 says it like this: "Blessed is the one who perseveres under the trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him." Now, I am confident that the more problems someone goes through here on earth, and they go through them really well, the more rewards they're going to get in heaven. Because I know a lot of people that have gone through some stuff, and you're just like, man, that's going to be rewarded. Now, number 2, a mature Christian treats all people well. Now, James says it like this: "Yes, indeed, it is good when you obey the royal law as found in the Scriptures, love your neighbor as yourself. But if you favor some people over others, you are committing a sin." James 2, 8, and 9. Now, a mature person is sensitive to people's needs. It doesn't matter what a person looks like, doesn't matter what they dress like, or what team they root for. A mature Christian is there to help. Now, they don't show favoritism to someone who looks like they're rich, and they don't turn a blind eye to someone who looks poor. They're actually looking for ways to help, looking for opportunities to meet people's needs. They are sensitive to others. Now, James had noticed, maybe in the church and definitely in the community, that people were showing favoritism to others, and he didn't like that. The second test of maturity, though, is love. Do you see needs around you? Try to help with those needs without being asked? Are you searching out ways to help, no matter who the person is or what they look like? You know, Matthew 25, Jesus says, at the judgment, they will stand before the Lord, and they'll say, "Hey, I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, you gave me drink. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick and in prison, and you visited me." We will say, "When were you sick, and we visited you? And when were you in prison? And when were you thirsty?" Et cetera, et cetera. And Jesus said, "Inasmuch as you have done it to the least of these, my brethren, you have done it for me." It's interesting to me that in Matthew 25, judgment is one thing that we'll be judged for, is how we treated other people. We will be judged for how we treated other people. Not how many Bible verses we knew, not how many times we were in church and we enjoyed a potluck together, not how great a reputation we had. We're going to be judged for how we treated other people. Now, that's one reason that we can be confident and leave the judging about how we were all treated during COVID to God. God will hold those supposed leaders accountable for the lies that they told and for the lives that they ruined. We don't have to worry about that. He'll take care of that. However, our mandate is to still treat others well. Even though we've been wronged, we don't go out and slap somebody else just because we got slapped. We leave that up to God. And during really difficult times, it's especially important that we ask God to soften our hearts, not harden them. We have to constantly, in our culture right now, be praying for thick skin and a soft heart. As a matter of fact, Make that your prayer today, because today matters.